Fight or Flight is a new action comedy that just got released in theaters, albeit limited theaters, I think. I mean, I saw it in a theater, but I'm pretty sure that this thing is going to be out on streaming in a few days, so if you couldn't catch it at a theater, check it out on Apple TV Plus or whatever streaming service that it's going to be debuting on. This film is directed by James Madigan. It stars Josh Hartnett, it stars Katie Sackhoff, it stars Shareth Chandran, I think that's her name. The story here is that a mercenary played by Josh Hartnett is hired by a mysterious agency to infiltrate an international flight and track down one of their assets known only as the Ghost. When he and the Ghost realize that their entire plane is filled with assassins who are trying to kill the both of them, they both have to work together in order to get out of this, and thus they have to prepare for the fight of their entire lives. I'm not gonna hold you guys, it was kind of a weak weekend for nationwide releases. Like, we didn't have anything major new that got released. I saw this one playing at my local AMC and I was just kind of like, fuck it, I need more stuff to review and I'm kind of bored, so let's check it out. I like Josh Hartnett, how bad could the movie be? And I walked out going, not only is the movie not bad, the movie is actually quite enjoyable. Like, I had a really fun time with this movie, guys. I really fuck with the vibe and the energy of this movie. Like, this movie is very chaotic, it's very zany, it's got kind of that wild, unhinged type of energy that you like to see in an action movie like this. The point is, it's an action movie that doesn't seem to take itself too seriously, and maybe sometimes you want it to take itself seriously, but then you're watching the movie and the longer you watch, you're just like, nah, I just kind of want this movie to be silly. It doesn't even have to make sense at a certain point. That actually kind of reflects in the lead performance here too. Josh Hartnett, I've always liked him. I've always thought that he was a really good actor. It feels like he kind of disappeared for a while until Oppenheimer, and now since Oppenheimer, he's been in more movies and more roles. He was in Trap last year. I don't know if you guys saw that M. Night Shyamalan movie. You can say what you want to about Trap. You cannot deny that Josh Hartnett, from a comedic standpoint, was very committed to the role that he was performing in that movie. It lends itself well to his performance in this movie as well. He's always been likable, he's always been charismatic, there's always been a great leading man quality to his performances, but especially in this movie, he does have some of that over-the-top energy. He does bring that to this role where even when he's not being funny, he's kind of being funny, and that endears you to his character and makes you like him a little bit more. A lot of this movie takes place on a plane, and all the action takes place on a plane. It's kind of like Bullet Train in a sense. In fact, Bullet Train and maybe Hotel Artemis and maybe Bad Times at the El Royale, those are the three movies that this movie shares DNA with. If you split open this movie, you looked at its screenplay, looked at everything that went into the making it, I guarantee you something from those other movies found its way into this one. It's action that takes place in one location, but they do some creative things from a camera standpoint and from a set and a blocking standpoint to make all of the action feel really new or feel immersive, feel inventive in some type of way. That is one thing that I can praise unequivocally about this movie, is that the action sequences are incredible. The editing is really good and the fight scenes are well choreographed and they're shot in camera, and there's not a whole bunch of cuts or a whole bunch of shaky camera or anything. Like, everything is measured and deliberate, and that's how I like my action scenes. But they're also kind of over the top in the sense that at a certain point there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of gore, and there's a lot of crazy, wild, silly shit that starts happening here. It's almost a given that every action sequence in this movie is accompanied by some weird, wild musical number that's playing alongside it. I also have to give a shout out to the other kind of co-lead in this movie, Shareth Chandran. I'm gonna do something that's gonna feel a little bit unprofessional, okay? But if you see her in this movie, you'll understand after you watch it that I had no choice. Shareth Chandran is one of those women where fine as frog hair is the term that perfectly applies to everything that she's doing. This woman is like devastatingly beautiful, devastatingly fine as hell. Like, I was just sitting there in the movie theater and I was kind of distracted at how fine she was. Not distracted in the sense that I couldn't focus on her character, but distracted in the sense of every time she wasn't on screen, I was like, where the fuck is she? We need more of her. Honestly, the movie could have filmed her doing anything in this movie. It could have filmed her reading a book, it could have filmed her fogging up the glass on the plane window, film her drinking water, and I would watch it. This woman is godly. I don't know how else to describe how fine she is, but that just needs to be stated for the record. Putting that aside, she also had a great character. She might have the best character in the entire movie. There are a few moments of depth that do shine through with the performances and with the characters that are leading the movie. I liked her dynamic and her relationship with Josh Hartnett's character. His name is Lucas. Like, they have a good back and forth. I like the fact that her character stood for something. Like, her character was representative of bigger things in the narrative. Things that the story doesn't always focus on, but those things are there regardless. regardless. Story is not overly complicated, but for a movie like this, I don't think it needs to. This is all about high-level execution, and it pulls it off perfectly. Well, okay, I should say near perfectly. There are, of course, some things that you could nitpick or quibble with as you're watching this movie. I did mention other movies, like I mentioned Bad Times at the El Royale and Bullet Train. Like, this movie definitely, like I said, borrows heavily from those movies. In that sense, there's stuff with the narrative and the plot that's gonna feel very formulaic, very familiar in some spots. So you're gonna be able to predict a lot of the things that happen in this movie. Like I said, the story's not that complicated. There's not too many twists that are gonna catch you by surprise. I would say the bigger issue is just that at a certain point in the movie, the script just kind of loses its mind. This is a very dumb movie, okay, people? I shouldn't say dumb in the sense that you have to turn your brain off the whole time, but it's dumb in the sense that stupid shit starts happening at a certain point in this movie, and that is gonna be the make or break point for you. Some people, it's gonna become too stupid for you to adequately put up with and accept, and you're gonna be checking out of the movie. For other people, if you're in tune and you're having a good time and you're along for the ride, then you're just gonna say fuck it and you're just gonna go with it. In the end, Fight or Flight is definitely one of those type of movies, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a fun movie, it's a wild movie, it's got this chaotic energy bubbling throughout. But it's also a stupid movie, and how much you want to see a stupid movie right now, I guess that just depends on you. My Fight or Flight was definitely activated for this one, and I stuck around. I'm gonna leave this one in the Silver Age for Man of Steel. What movie from this past weekend sticks out in your mind the most? Put that in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.